Hello friends, welcome to Pawan channel. In this video we are going to see how to insert the data into database in Hibernate using annotation approach, annotation configuration. And if you didn't watch my previous video like how to fetch the data from the database using XML configuration and how to insert the data into database using XML configuration, okay, so you can go and watch how to create the session factory object. Okay, there I have explained step by step from scratch, so you can go and you go and watch. And in this video just I will insert the data into database using annotation configuration. Okay, so let's create the Maven project. Maven, and just type the simple project and here write pom.pawansoft and here insert data into DB using annotation configuration. Okay, how to insert data into database in Hibernate using annotation configuration. So let's give group ID, package name, and this is project name. So I've given insert data into database using annotation configuration. Okay, just click on finish and just expand it. This is the project, and just open the pom.xml. so I'm going to add some dependencies. So I'm going to copy from my previous project, fetch data from database using XML configuration. So I'm going to copy this dependency and just I'm going to add, and I'll explain you. Just go here and here, paste it. So you can see this is the Hibernate dependency, which is version 6.00 beta 3, and this is the MySQL dependency 8027. and if you don't know how to install the download and install MySQL, so you can go and watch. This is the go and Chrome on, open YouTube, and in YouTube just search Pawansoft. Okay, and here go to video. In video you can see how to download and install MySQL at 0.27 server and workbench, right? So you can go and watch this video and install. There I explain step by step. Okay, and just if you want to learn the Hibernate tutorials, so this is my all Hibernate tutorials, so you can go and watch. And just minimize it and save it. Just I'm going to here exception, so just update the project. So Java version is 16, right? This is Java source code 16. If you want to use any data at the Java version, so you can mention here. I'm using 16, so Java you can standard edition is 16, right? And this is the pom file. Let's go and create the pom util class, Hibernate util. Okay, and just give the package name pom.pawansoft.util and just finish it. Just create the private static session factory object. Okay, session factory, and just declare a private private standard service registry. Okay, and here write static block, and in static block just check session factory equal to null. If null, then go inside this block and create the session factory object. So to create the session factory object, so declare standard service registry STN private static standard service registry, right? So typically just write try with catch. Okay, and just standard service registry equal to new standard service registry builder dot configure dot build. Okay, and just create metadata sources new metadata sources by passing standard service registry object. Okay, and then just create metadata. Okay, and metadata source dot get metadata builder dot build. Okay, and finally create the session factory object. Session factory is equal to metadata dot get builder session factory builder dot build method. Okay, and here check once if standard service registry not equal to null, then standard service registry builder dot destroy object, and then finally write one method public static session factory get session factory and return the session factory object. Okay, so this is all about Hibernate util, and now go and create one model class. So just write student. Okay, and this is model package. Just declare 4-5 variables. So private int id, private string name, private string email, and private string email and private long phone. Okay, and private string city. Just declare the setter getter. Okay, and this model is ready. So now write one configuration, database Hibernate configuration to declare the database property, right? So let's go to here just and type Hibernate configuration file. hibernate.cfg.xml is default name. So here I give dialect org dot hibernate dialect MySQL dialect com.mysql.jdbc driver and jdbc colon mysql colon localhost 3306 and let's give the Pawan database, and here give the username and password and just click on finish button. Okay, and one more thing you have to provide here, mapping right, mapping. So in this project I am going to use annotation, not XML, right? So to use the annotation you have to use class, right? And this is my student class, so just copy the fully qualified name and this here. This is enough, right? From Pawan.model.student Java, right? This is student class. Okay, and now so I have to use the annotation in student class, right? So go and declare the annotation. So at the class level you have to use entity, right? And you have to, if you want to mention the table name, what table you want to create. So I don't want to create, means Hibernate will create the table for you. So if you will provide the here table, okay, and name, table name equal to here something, right? So if you will not use this annotation, so what we will do, by default Hibernate will create table by name, student name, right? By default the model name is table names. So if you will provide explicitly here, if you want to something else, right, means my student or your student something table name, you means my underscore student something. So let's go and check the database. See, this is the Pawan, okay, Pawan is database, and here my student table is already created. So if you see here having the two record, right? But now what I want to change the table name. So I want to use something, right, something different. So my underscore student, right? This table is not available. If you see, refresh the, I have only one table, right? Only my student. Just I given my underscore student, and here what I want, in client code I don't want to provide the ID, right? So I want Hibernate should generate ID for me, right? So just give the ID for primary key, and if Hibernate will generate the ID for you, so use generated value and strategy identity, right? So Hibernate will generate the ID for you. And if you want to mention here column name ID, right? So what I want, I don't want, if you see, go to database and check, run this my student, select star from my student table, and you can see ID, name, email and phone number, right? Whatever property is there, ID, name, email, phone number, same column name is same as property name, but in this bit no, I don't want same, right? I want to change the column name, COLU column, right? So what I want to name equal to my underscore ID, and this I want for all. If you will not mention any ID this annotation, so by default Hibernate will create the column name as property name. So that's but I want another name, right? So that's why I want to mention here, right? Let's CT, and this is phone, and this is email, and this is name, right? So I've given column name different, right? My ID, my name, my email, my phone, my city, right? And this is all about mapping, is class mapping, okay, using annotation. And now just go and write the client code. ENT client code, and this is client code. Write main method and just click on finish. And here what I want try, right? Try catch. Inside try catch I want to create the session is equal to hibernate util.get session factory.open session, okay, and session dot save data, right? So here I want to student data I want to save. So before that I have to create the student object, right? Student s2u is equal to new student, okay, and student dot set name just, and student dot set email, okay, and just student dot set phone number 1 2 3 4 5 6 7, and student dot set city is Delhi. So you can see here I have given name, email, phone and city. I didn't given ID, right? So here I have mentioned ID generated value strategy generation type dot identity, right? So Hibernate will generate ID for me, so I am not giving ID here, right? And session dot save student, just print the state trace and just run the client code. Let's see it's running or not, and giving some error. Let's see. It's telling Hibernate session is null, right? Null pointer exception. So what need to do, session dot save here, you can go here given let's do one thing. Let's declare the transaction equal to null and tx is equal to session dot begin transaction tx dot commit. Okay, and here tx dot rollback. If anything goes wrong, so it will roll back, right? So let's run again. Null pointer could not transaction roll back because transaction is null, right? Transaction is null. Let's do one thing. Let's see. Just run unable to load the student class, right? com.mysql. Okay, just go to here and just I am using class, so you have to use com.mysql dot model, right? So now let's go and run. My student table is notable but doesn't exist, right? Could not execute statement. My student table is notable, right? So if you see database, in database my student is notable, only my student, my underscore student, right? I've given here. If you go to model class, my underscore student, right? So for this, first you have to create the table, otherwise you don't want to create the table. So let's just declare one variable properties, right? hbm2 ddl.auto and write the update. Okay, and when you will use hbm2.ddl.auto update, okay, so what will happen? If table is not available, means in here I have given my underscore student, right? So if table is not there, so first time it will create the table. If table is already there, so it will not create the table, right? And if you want to show the query, what query is writing Hibernate, right? So SQL true, so SQL true, so what query is writing, right? So that will print on the console, so you can see. So you can go and now run. The client code. So you can see table is created, right? My underscore student is created and data is inserted, right? So if you go to database and if you see, refresh this, so you can see this is my student, right? If you expand and if you select, so my underscore student, so one city, name and phone number is there, right? So data is inserting. If you want to insert the more, so let's change it 111 and 11, and in last I'm adding 11. And just add the run the client code. Let's see. Data inserted, right? Data inserted in my student, but this time they didn't create table, right? So in existing table only they are inserting, right? Hibernate is inserting data. As you can see, daily 1111, this is the latest one. So we are able to see, we are able to insert the data into database using annotation. So let's revise once again. So in first, create the Maven project and add the dependency. This is the dependency. This is the Hibernate, and this is MySQL, and this is the POM related, Maven related, right? Maven compiler plugin, which is 3.5.1, and this is the Java related, Java version 16, and here Java 16, right? And this is the POM related, and go to Hibernate util. In Hibernate util, just declare two property, right? Standard service registry and session factory. Okay, and just if check if session factory is null, then go and create the standard service registry and create the metadata source and that metadata and metadata source dot get metadata builder dot build method, and finally create the session factory, right? And here writing session factory method and get session factory method and returning the session factory, right? So this is all about Hibernate util, right? And if you want this source code, you can ping me on my Telegram. I will give my Telegram link in description, so you can ping me, then I will attach this source code. Otherwise you can write, right? You can type you can type manually and go to student model class, and here I have written only private variable and public setter getter method, right? And if you want to use an annotation, so right, so at the class level you have to use entity, and if you want to provide the table name explicitly, if you will not provide this annotation, so by default Hibernate will create the table name as model class name, means student. Table name should be student, right? If you don't want to same as the table name as a model class name, so you have to provide explicitly, so you can provide like this. And here this is the ID, right? So you have to provide the one primary key. So this is the to define the primary key, you have to use the ID, and if you don't want to provide the ID, so Hibernate will generate ID for you. So you have to use this generated value strategy generator type dot identity, right? And if you want to use column name as same as property name, so then this annotation is not required. And if you don't want to write table column name is same as property name, so you have to you can use this annotation. And this is all about the model class. And go to configuration. In configuration I have written driver class URL username password, and this is the dialect. This, if you define this property, so Hibernate will generate the query for you. And if you use this property, so Hibernate will generate, I will create the table for you. And this is sort out so underscore SQL, so this will help you to, here you can see what I have not written, right, query, so it's printing on the console. If you want to see like this, so you have to mention the so SQL true. And this is the mapping. So if you are using class mapping, right, annotation mapping, not XML mapping, so you have to use mapping class and com.pawansoft.model.student, right? And finally this is the client code, and here session object is created, and opening the transaction, beginning the transaction, and then I am saving the this is my model, and model class model I am saving, right? So this is all about. If you run again, you can see we are able to insert the data, right? If you go to and execute this MySQL table, you can see 222, this is the latest one, right? If you want to again, let's go and give phone number 555. okay, this is phone number. Let's go and see, run again and see the latest data. So data inserted successfully, and let's execute this code. So you can see this is phone number, latest data, right? This one is latest. So this is all about the Hibernate project to insert the data into database using annotation configuration, right? So if you really like this video, please like and subscribe my channel, and please share with your friends, right? And thanks for watching. We'll see you in next video.